Well, here in the U.S., we are following breaking news on your money.
Just a few minutes ago, the Federal Reserve decided to hold interest rates unchanged. This is the third straight meeting where the Fed has decided to not cut and not raise interest rates. President Trump has been pushing for a cut, as you may know. Holding interest rates steady was the expectation today. Let's take a look at how Wall Street is reacting right now. Looks like we're up about 200 points. That's where it's been pretty much the whole day. Let's bring in NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung. So, Brian, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, he'll speak about this, right? Because that's always what happens after one of these decisions. What does this pause really mean for consumers, for the economy?
Yeah, well, we got the proverbial smoke from the Federal Reserve on their interest rate decision, and they kept it unchanged, which, by the way, we were all largely expecting. The Federal Reserve is not very, keen on wanting to surprise markets, wanting to surprise everyone in terms of what they're going to do. So we had been expecting them not to do anything with interest rates. But look, the overall story here is that this is an economy that is still, dealing with the impact of the tariffs. And the Federal Reserve statement that just came out alongside their announcement not to change interest rates noted that the risks of higher unemployment and higher inflation have risen. That is a pretty remarkable statement from the Federal Reserve, which was not part of their last outlook on the economy when they also made an interest rate decision about 6 to 7 weeks ago. And they also said that swings in net exports have affected the data, but they pointed out that economic activity in the United States has continued to expand at a solid pace. So again, translation here, they see the economy as okay right now, but they worry that the impact of the tariffs could lead to higher unemployment and higher inflation. Another way that people have described that dynamic is stagflation. That's something that certainly economies don't want to deal with going forward.
And to the point of tariffs, briefly, can you give us some of that tariff news we got today?
Yeah, well, look, the Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, was on Capitol Hill testifying, being asked about what the status of negotiations looks like with countries around the world. But of course, the focus is on China, where the recent news is that the Treasury Secretary will be meeting alongside with the United States Trade Representative Jameson Greer with their counterparts in China. That is going to be happening via a meeting in Switzerland over the weekend. Whether or not there'll be any sort of trade deal out of that, we'll have to see. But again, at least there's a meeting. There's conversations being had between the U.S. and the Chinese.
All right, Brian Chung, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.